It was an interesting year. I think very quickly we sort of got our hopes up for that promotion.
We definitely came into the year with high expectations for both programs, the men's and women's, considering we had sort of the double promotion last year.
In any sport, you need to be able to keep a level head.
I think a lot of us were kind of like, okay, this is going to be a really hard game.
No one was going to allow for that to happen.
The season hasn't unfolded the way East Kew imagined back in March. With 4 games remaining, the senior men know every minute counts.
After we got a rude awakening against Albert Park in round 4, I think that was a reality check. And although we weren't successful in what our overall goal was, I think from the men's perspective, it was still a relatively successful year. Staying in the top 6, meaning that we go from being in the 2nd lowest state league to the 3rd or 4th lowest state league. So there's still plenty of positives to be gained from a year that was fantastic from a consolidation perspective. We started off looking like we were going to win the game. I think we had the ascendancy in the first half. And then an unfortunate red card late in the first half sort of tilted the balance of the game.
Just set pieces, we've got to set up quick, everyone. I reckon 1 man up maximum. We have to be man for man minimum. If you see someone back and you're an attacker, please get back. Let's go.
And what was looking like being a really positive result, a few things not going our way over the course of the game meant that Mount Waverley on the day, credit to them, kept pushing forward against 10 men and they got the goal that they needed. That was a really probably dark day for myself and a few of the boys. I think I sort of said to Darcy, who got sent off, I think we might be going down here.
After the Mount Waverley match, the updated ladder delivered a shock. Delays in updating match results from the Federation revealed that East Kew was in fact in 7th place this whole time, into the relegation zone.
Yeah, well, it was all confusing, every one of us, because we were always thinking we were 6th, and then Monash and Docklands game hadn't been finalised yet, and from what we saw, it said Docklands had won 1-0, but then all of a sudden it showed Monash City 1-2-1, and Monash City had points to go ahead of us, and we were thinking, now we really have to win these last 2 games to get maximised points and make sure other results go away, so then when we're safe.
We weren't sure how we were going to get out of that hole with a game against top of the league and King then 4th in the league as well to come. So it was looking pretty bleak.
Welcome to East Kew TV, 3rd last game of the year. I'm here with Isaac Rosser, an East Kew legend. How you going?
Yeah, not too bad.
Lovely to hear. So, we're here, like I said, last 3 games of the year, back at Willsmere. It's first versus 6th. Mani Juve. So, based on current results, how do you reckon we're going to go?
Hopefully a bit better than the past few results, but They're going to find it tough out there, both teams playing on this Willsmere pitch. That time of the year it gets a bit bumpy. Probably both going to struggle to find a clean patch of grass to pass it on and stuff. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Hopefully the Kew boys pull through.
As a player on the day, the whole feel in the change room, everyone was up and about. First time in a long time, we've sort of been that keen for a game and hungry to win. A lot of the energy was pretty much focused on, they had the chance to win the league that day. If Ringwood had lost and they'd beaten us, they would have won the league at Willsmere. No one was going to allow for that to happen, and plus the stakes in our hands as well. Losing that game would put us in real trouble for the last couple of games of the year.
It speaks to the importance of having a real talisman up top, having Nathan, who came in for the last stretch of the season and then scored 9 goals in sort of a 4-week block to bring us home a lot of points, really helped. His energy, his prowess around the goals and his finishing with a couple of really momentous chips was unreal. And from that point, Manningham Juve started making subs 20 minutes in. They had players kicking the ball out for no reason, and it all sort of fell apart for them. It also spoke to the importance of having a crowd and community that supports your club and gets behind it. I think we had sort of 30 odd boys that were there watching in a little mini ultras section and just really being boisterous, and I think that had a real impact on the ability for the Manningham players to play their usual game.
We've never had this many supporters at East Kew for the 7 years I've been here, and it's honestly a joy to see.
I think that day really showed the difference was between our best and our worst over the course of the year. Showed on that day that we could score goals. We showed that there was a real hunger and a drive amongst the group. I think it's a shame that so many people went to Europe and we had so many injuries that for large swaths of the year we were short 8 or 9 players at any given point.
And sort of being the top team in that manner when the pressure's on us is a bit of a shame, because it shows what could have been of the year. Congratulations to Manningham, they got promoted, so they were the best team in our league and we outplayed them on that day. So
if we would have lost to Manningham Juve, it would have been a real scrap to get out of that bottom 6, really.
There would have been a lot more pressure, and it would have meant that last game against the Yarra Jets meant something a whole lot more, because what we did against Manningham Juve, again, the 3 points there put us from winning Kings Domain, put us 4 points clear, whereas Kings Domain, we would have only won to jump back in top 6. And then Yarra Jets would have been a whole different game, but we were able to wrap up things that day against Kings Domain.
2 games to go. Unfortunately, you've raised the bar. We fucking played them off the park. The scoreline flatters them greatly, right? I'm really proud. This is. I can't say enough words. We just fucking did it. Let's go.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the club, the women's team has written a very different story. After a hard-fought 3-2 victory against second-placed East Bentley, they carried their momentum forward, securing a crucial 7-1 win against Doncaster Rovers.
I would definitely say it was like a roller coaster from the very start. We started the season losing a lot of players that we had last season. Obviously, last season was a completely new season for us all. So then going into this season, and we were told we were potentially going to have 2 teams and we were going to have so many new people joining. I think all of us were our expectations were set so high for probably the image we had as a team, if that makes sense. And then going through the season, obviously the 2 teams didn't work out, and then it was a very much another adjustment period. We had a new coach, obviously. I don't really think the change eased up, as in we lost players to injuries. I mean, unfortunately, we lost Pegger within, the 3rd game. Lost other players throughout the year to injuries, to illnesses, to going away. We had players come back. I don't really think, honestly, that we really had a game where we 100% were like, yep, this is our full team, or, you know, we know exactly what we're going out there. We all have our set positions. Mark was really good in training all of us to play different positions, which is something that I will always applaud him for, because I think a lot of coaches will normally stick you in one position and that's all you have.
We've actually got to a point where we're able to consistently run out the game, if that makes sense. We're able to keep the pressure up for the full 90 minutes, or 90 plus minutes, which is something that we lacked a little bit, and probably, probably around about halfway through the year, but we've managed to actually pick that up, and now we're rolling hard towards the end of the season. So this week, we've got Cobras, and then the week after that, we've got Croydon, and then the week after that, we've got Boroondara. So there's no let up. Okay, the job's not done yet. I haven't been into our board and actually crossed off the next one off the list yet. Haven't had a chance to do that, but I will. We've still got 3 to go. So there's no let up, there's no relaxing, we're intense, we train like we play, and then we just basically roll over the top of anyone that gets in our way. And then when it's over, then we celebrate, and then we celebrate hard.
Look, I will say that obviously with those games, like, respect to those teams, but we had beat them before pretty decently. So I don't think any of us were really going in there with the same sort of locked-inness as we did with East Bentley. However, I think it was one of those things where we were fueled by the fact of, okay, if we're on top, we've got to stay there. And that's not going to happen if we keep making silly mistakes where we assume that we need to win or that we are going to win. I mean, we had a pretty rude awakening with Eastern Lions the second time that we versed them. They completely changed their structure. They had a few new players. They were great. They were great the second time around. We couldn't change the way that we played because we weren't expecting that. We were expecting the same team we versed in the first round. Going into these next few games where we were versing teams where we had won previously, the idea that, okay, we've already been proven once before that we can't kind of just assume they're going to be the exact same teams. We've actually got to go in there and we've got to try new things. We've got to be prepared to adapt.
was an unbelievable game.
That was amazing.
That was an unbelievable game, that.
That was amazing.
Unreal.
And props to
everyone.
Was the top, like the best goal?
I don't know.
reckon
Kate's was pretty unreal
Kate
from
was
about
from
here,
here.
from about there, all the way into
All
top bins like
here.
that. They were both pretty good, but I reckon
I'm saying Kate.
I would give it to Kate today. That was a great goal. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, the penalty save. Jeez, great game to watch. Great performance. Yeah.
You can't assume anything about the people that you're playing just because they were a certain way last time. They had nothing to lose. We had something to lose. So I think all of us kind of went in with the mindset of, okay, if we lose right now, we're not too sure, especially with all the changes that are apparently coming. So we're still a little bit like, are we actually going to go up? We don't know. Like, we're confused about it all, to be honest. But we did all go in with the mindset of, this is our last game. We cannot drop the ball now.
Watching goal after goal after goal, it never gets old, and whether or not it's the same couple people, it's different people, that's the luxury that we've had with our group of girls, is that we've just been able to knock them in back to back to back to back. And so I think in a Croydon game like that, I personally went into that holding my breath a little bit, and then once we hit the first three, we were completely fine, and it was just fun after that, and we scored incredible goals after that, had an incredible penalty save, didn't concede, great game.
But success often comes at a cost. In their clash with Croydon, a game that tested their resilience more than ever, that cost became painfully clear.
Well, so basically, a little bit of backstory. I'm going to say like maybe 3 years ago at this point, I tore all the ligaments in my right ankle. I thought I healed it at the time, but then it kind of, time after time, it would just get really bad. I can't even tell you, it was all in the second half. My left ankle went first. I think I was like pushing another, like we were both pushing each other. I don't know what happened. My left ankle just rolled in on itself, and I was kind of like, oh, that didn't feel too good. It was fine though, like I was still able to run on it. My right ankle, I ran at this girl. She kicked the ball and she kicked me at the same time. When I came down, I'm guessing it rolled in on itself, but like I didn't process in the second. I went to walk and I literally have felt so much pain. And then I was legless. Like I literally was like, I can't walk right now. And then I was running off adrenaline for like, I'm gonna say like a good 15 minutes after that. And then it got to the point where I was like, I can't walk right now. I sat myself back in defense. That night, I was at home. I kept trying to walk on it. I kept trying to like train on it, and it just was not working for me. And I'm definitely a person that's going to play through the pain. Like, admitting that I'm hurt is not something that I do, as we know. So for me, having to be like, okay, it's either like I do something now and like basically mess up my ankles for who knows how long, or I kind of like sit out. It wasn't looking good.
I was running onto the ball in the dry as Willsmere pitch, and in my opinion, I get fouled and I smashed my head on the ground. I jumped up because I thought we were going to get some penalty or something, and the next thing I know, the ref's saying play on. Chelsea, of course, saw the injustice in that whole situation and did what we all were thinking of doing, which was to just simply ask the ref, what is that call, what's going on? At that point, I'm being subbed off, so I leave. And the next thing I know, a red card is being held up because she genuinely was just fighting for the injustice that was going on the pitch. Chelsea is an incredible player, and she has come an incredibly far way from last season in her approach to the game. And I think that the situation was just such bad luck.
So the ref took it away. Chelsea and him had a conversation. He was literally like, you're a great player, like, you know, I understand that it was a harsh call, like, you know, wasn't deserving, just like watch it for next time. However, Burundara said that they feel it should be a red card, objected it, whatever, so it got put back up and Chelsea couldn't play in our last game.
The penultimate game of the season for the men's is now upon us, and though there is one more game after this, they desperately need all 3 points, as well as other results to go their way to confirm their safety.
For me, it was just more like unpredictability. The way a long ball can go into the box and anything can happen on there, because, you know, we've got some big bodies, but teams like Kingston, mate, they're full of big bodies and you just don't know, like a header, you know, sneak it to the back post, deflection. It was just little free kicks that were happening, fouls that were given away. It's like, you know, what's going to happen from here? Like, are we going to break away?
Honestly, for me, as weird as it sounds, never in doubt that we weren't going to win, especially from the kick-off. The boys were up for it. You could sort of tell that they were there to play and there to win, and they knew the stakes. So yeah, even though they did equalise and it did go to 1-1, yes, stressful, but always confident in the team. They're going to get the job done.
Get it out. Here we go.
Corner flag! Go corner flag!
During the game when we were getting calls, Luca was on the phone to, you know, Manningham people. We had other people on the phone to Monash and Albert Park people. And it was just yeah, hearing results from the other games happening and all that going on. It literally felt like, you know, how you'd see the Premier League last day of the season, results going this way in that relegation battle. That's how it felt. And the boys running up to the boys after the game, telling them, you know, Monash lost, Mount Waitley lost, like we're up. And yeah, everyone got up and about from there, which was good.
I think it was a real moment of almost healing for me. I think on the last day of the season last year, we were all pretty, even though we'd gotten promoted, we were all pretty bitterly upset that we hadn't won the league. And I think with the way it turned out this year, sometimes everything happens for a reason. And I think I'd more than happily keep coming runners-up last year if that meant staying in the league this year. So I think that was a real watershed moment of sealing off a chapter of State 5 and really, you know, marking a moment to then move forward into a new era.
No one really had it in them that last game, I'd say. Like, we rocked up, we did all the right things, but it felt very forced. I remember at the start, I was trying to get people up and about, like in the warm-up, as we usually were doing, and people just weren't as motivated as usual. You know, more people were keen on sort of kicking on after the game and just enjoying the fact that we're not relegated.
And it was the first game in 2 years that hasn't meant anything. So we went until the final day of the season last year, and then this year every game was vital up until that Yarra Jets game. And I think it was probably a moment where some people could sort of chill out and actually just enjoy playing a game rather than having that underlying stress. And you've also got the fact that I think a lot of boys were sore. We had the same sort of squad for that last 4 weeks, and you had boys like Rue and Cuz that often don't get a lot of recognition, but did probably 150 headers between the two of them over 2 games and really had their bodies on the line in some tough conditions. So yeah, probably, and a few others obviously that had bodies that were probably a bit tired and ready for the season to be over.
Yeah, you underestimate how much a header actually gets you.
I think the result shows as well that we lost the game. Nobody was there to play. Nobody really cared.
You could probably tell by the Instagram that we'd all sort of started with the holiday.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the admin who went funny for the last couple posts of the season.
Don't know where that was all year. It was actually good content.
Yeah, I should post your penalty that you gave away, actually.
I'll be honest with you, knowing that our goalkeeper wasn't there, knowing that we didn't have our main CDMs, for example, a lot of our wingers, our midfielders, a few defenders that could have subbed on to give us extra gas. I think a lot of us were kind of like, okay, this is going to be a really hard game. They were a good team, do not get me wrong. But I thought in the first half, we had the possession, we had the game. I think obviously we had a few issues finishing.
Guys, quickly.
Watching Mia go down and crying and just in such immense pain. She's obviously gone through really traumatic injuries in the past as well. That honestly broke my heart. And I think coming out of the first half, going into the change room, seeing her in the wheelchair, in a lot of pain, for me personally, that was just what I used to fuel myself for that second half. I really personally went out there and was like, I'm doing this for Mia, I am doing this for all the girls that are injured. Girls first, everyone give each other a round of applause. We fucking made it to the home of the Matildas, mate. Yeah! Let's carry that pride throughout for the next 45 minutes.
Until we are the Matildas.
We're fucking I don't think we're going there from East Kew.
Yeah, we are.
We're fucking dominating that. We're fucking dominating this game. Although we just need to just hold the ball a little bit. We're quick to just get rid of the ball when we all know that we can rely on each other and work together as a team and keep being square with each other to receive a pass.
It can be an easy pass. It doesn't have to be just a hoof ball every single time, even though when that's needed, we're doing that perfectly. But we need to just like fucking pass the ball just a little bit more, and we'll get that ball in the back of the net.
That drive that I saw from every single girl on our team, like in that last couple of 5 minutes was absolutely incredible. And I don't think a lot of teams have that. I think they would have seen that score and been like, okay, well, this is us done. No, I did not see a single person drop their head. I did not see a single person stop fighting. And that is something that cannot be coached. Like that is pure, it was just amazing, honestly. And yes, we didn't win, but that was a win in itself to see so much drive and determination from a team.
Unfortunately, we had to rip the last page out of the book. We didn't actually get to write it, but we got almost to the end, but it's still not over, all right? I don't want anyone here to think that it's over, because it's not. We need to keep the group together, we need to go again. And so that means that there's going to be a lot of hard work, okay? Because now we know what it takes, yeah? So now we know what it takes. We almost got there. Everyone knows that we almost got there, but in sport, almost is, give me that much, give me that much, give me that much. It was a tremendous effort today, okay? We're losing people left, right and centre. We've lost Mia, we had Kate playing that probably shouldn't have played, Alice, Katie's got concussion.
Also, no,
Yep.
Which Kate you did show. Have a bit of a think, bit of a rest, and then go again. But then when we go again, look out, okay? It's going to be hard. Because we have to be committed, we have to be relentless. All of these things I've spoken about all year. Work will win.
We came that close to getting over the top of them because we didn't stop working, even though we were 3-1 down. We kept on working, we got the second goal. Because we kept on working, we didn't drop our heads, we just kept on going. That's what we have to do to be a successful team. That's what we have to be a successful club. Okay? This is just the start. That's not the finish, it's the beginning.
The playing group is a really tight-knit group and they've progressed really well over the last couple of years, and with a couple of minor additions, we've got the bones of a squad that can really challenge in State 4 South East next year. There were discussions with Jack about what to do for next year, and ultimately, as a collective between committee and coaching staff, it was decided that it was best to go our separate ways and explore new avenues, and sometimes that's needed after a couple of years in a job and wanting to refresh things, change things up, and look for the next group that can take the club forward in the senior men's space.
We have very capable, very smart, very talented players. I will always back my girls 100%. I think you put them against anyone and they're going to be absolutely fine.
Mark and Declan will definitely be continuing on to next year after a very, very successful year this year, and Mark a very successful 2 years as well.
I think Mark's probably got a job for life until he can't be bothered anymore and wants to do something else with his Sundays. That role's his.
The day after our junior presentation day, the final day of the year, they commence works there at Willsmere, and they're ripping it all up, putting new drainage, putting new irrigation, and putting whole new playing surface on there. That's going to be perfect for football all year round. What's going to be really exciting is they're shifting the cricket pitch into the middle of the field, and we'll be playing games on the front pitch next year. So that's going to be really exciting, having that atmosphere, having people nice and close to the ground, and most importantly, having a surface that can last all year round, having all our juniors there on Sundays instead of playing out of Hislop, and just, yeah, the whole club at one ground, which is what we've wanted this past couple of years that we've had the club.
We're also very thankful to sort of the council, the previous committee as well, that worked extremely hard, Vange and co, on doing the plans and getting them processed, especially for the pavilion and the grounds before our time. So we're very thankful for that.
It'll be a year where the club looks to grow, and I think we could be set for a real boom year next year with all the foundations that are in place. And
we had an increase in junior participants this year by a decent amount. Everything else within the club in terms of, you know, social media attraction, people coming down to games, people, you know, coming to social events. It's just the club's really boosted up this year. And yeah, we're hoping to take that momentum into next year. We've already gained a fair bit of interest next year for new players coming on board in terms of junior space. So we're, yeah, really hoping to continue that on and bring the momentum this year into next year.
And most of all, a huge thank you to our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be able to thrive and grow as a club. They are the key to everything that we do and supporting their local community. So a huge thank you to Fairfield City Medical Centre, who've been supporting the club for many years and without which we might not still be here. But also a huge thank you to the likes of Coazit, the likes of the Handsome Man, who's been with us for a couple of years now, Q Dental, who came on board this year and was a champion of our senior women's program and allowing that space to grow. We're incredibly grateful for them. And then all of our other sponsors as well, such as Pasco, Nippers, Chicken on Bolton, One Sport and the team over at Puma, who were fantastic in the apparel space for us this year. You've got the likes of Innes, even Oz Shelving Company, who provided integral infrastructure for the club. And also a huge thank you to Bendigo Bank, who have been a champion supporter of our junior program, our junior girls program, our senior women's program, and allowed that space to grow and have been core to bringing in necessary equipment. And then a huge thank you to Oz Venue Co, where many of our functions throughout the year have been, from pre-season gatherings to club pub crawls with the senior men and everything in between. Thank you for the many fond memories that we've got with yourselves as well. So from the bottom of our hearts and from all of us here at the East Kew community, thank you to yourselves.
And also a special mention to Luca Sirianos, who's been the man behind the camera all throughout this year, editing all the episodes. Obviously the production went at a different level this year. So a massive thank you to Lucas and all the time he's put in for this year and even last year as well. The documentary's been really great, really boosted our club in terms of social media presence. So a special thank you to him.